Hello, this is Victor at RestoreMercedes.com. This video is for Oscar, and we're working here on 500E 1993. So finally I got to work on the wiring because the wires over here were all bypassed. So I don't know why it was done and what's going on here, but clearly all the computer connectors are broken, and as you can see, this is not original cable, and they were spliced wherever, like for example here you can see a splice through the LH module, and some of the other splices down under, as you can see, they just capped off. But my major goal today, as you can see here, is a better shot. They just capped off, so they ran some bypasses with the green wire over here. See, this is the green one right here coming out the loom. This isn't original either. So this wire right here. So I was just looking around a little bit, not concentrating under the computer box, but more into diagnostic module, because biggest issue I had was no check engine light. Check engine light would never come on. This is also that was here when I got the car, so all the wires are like bypassed, and some wires running here and there and here and there, anywhere, whatever you want to call them. But what I noticed is there is supposed to be this junction where I cannot find it, so I just got these two wires connected, and then I gave power to the rest of the loom down under in there. As you can see, they cut these wires and they run this green one. And finally, after checking out over here and some other wires over there, as you can see, they were all cut off. So I don't want to take the whole car apart just to find out where they all go, but by diagrams, these are the wires that's supposed to go to this connector sleeve 7 and Z15 junction. So diagrams for this car is very scarce. So I just basically did my magic over here, got the wires connected, and I found out the combination where check engine light comes on. So when I got check engine light on, I got like millions of codes coming out from diagnostic module finally, and my multiplexer didn't pick it up, so I had to use the regular blinking tool, and I got lots of codes out of it. I cleared them all out, and finally check engine light is out. So now it's going to take a little time to drive the car to get, if there are any codes, to get these codes to show up again. But I just want to show that finally I got check engine light to illuminate. It wasn't the bulb. As you can see, instrument cluster was removed. I got it out just so I can get to see any wires behind the cluster if they're not damaged, check the bulb and all that stuff. But everything behind it seemed to be intact, so that's a good news. So nothing was cut behind. This is your check engine light bulb. It's a separate harness. One is the ground that goes straight to diagnostic module, which is this module right here. Okay, that's diagnostic module. Not to the right, this one. And the other one was going to that Z15. That's the connector. That's a positive splice. So got that one out. As you can see, engine light went out when the engine wasn't started because there are no codes. So I cleared them all out. It was lit for a while actually. So if we're just going to restart the car, let's say we'll put the ignition back on. As you can see, the check engine light is on, and then it will go away. Or if I start the vehicle, check engine light goes away. That is very good. So what can I say about this? I mean, basically I'm gonna leave it open right now. I'm gonna sleep on it. I want to see, I'll try to get some more information on the schematics, because workshop instructional WIS system, that thing, I don't know, maybe mine is not complete, but it has no information on where the sleeves are, where everything goes. And as apparent as it is, somebody really was doing something over here in this area and cut everything around and whatnot. So that is basically where we are. So hopefully, as you can see, That's the way it's supposed to work. You do want to know if there is anything wrong with the engine, so check engine light is needed. And that's basically where we are at the moment. So again, I'm gonna just work on this a little more just to see what I can do. I mean, try to trace the wires. I want to see diagnostic. I mean, I want to see where this wire leads, which pin to the LH module, then trace diagrams and see why it was bypassed. I want to see why these wires are like just capped off. I want to see where these used to lead, these little plugs right here. It's all very interesting because when I got the car, general module, this is the over voltage protection box, kind of based on the old cars. They were like over voltage protection relays. In these cars they have this general module, and which is like a base module that feeds power to all the computers and other systems. And so far I can only see there is only one splice right here that is going from red black, as you can see, becomes green. But this module is not original. This is a replacement module because the original module had burnt spots in it. So obviously that's not good. As you can see, there is another cap. See, they capped this off. They cut the wire off and left the cap on it. So again, this needs a little more work, but my goal was to get check engine light to illuminate and reading codes of diagnostic module to see if the check engine light would go out. I even went out and see if this is the 500E, this is 124.036, which does not have relay G, which is the first gear start. As you can see, it's missing because on the 400E first gear start relay would be here, and the wires from check engine light positive would go to there. Long story short, it's not here. So whatever they did with this car is just the way it is. So I even went back in there just to see if there is that relay, but it isn't, so obviously proves the point. But I didn't have to, but I went there just again to double check. One more thing I want to do this with this the engine is I actually would like to change the ignition wires because I think these are original, and when the engine is cold it doesn't run as smooth as it could be, and this is just great, but this wire was hanging there. But again, this engine is just about 95% finished, so it just needs to put like some cosmetics back on it, but other than that we're okay. So this is where we are at the moment. The engine is pretty much done, power steering is done, it runs. The fan I can put back on, cosmetics over here, nothing is leaking. Air pump comes on. I will solder these connections over there because they're very sloppy. That's the way they used to be when I got the car. They're corroding already. As you can see, this one is all black, so obviously that's not good. At least if you make these connections, just at least solder the wires, not just crimp them. So that's fine. One more problem that I have is that when you put on the headlight switch is bad too, by the way. When you put on headlights, wiper motor starts working. As you can see, this motor is broken because once you put headlights on, or not the headlights, the parking lights, you hear the motor spinning. So there is a short somewhere. I don't know what it is, but that's just bizarre. But anyway, that's another thing. First things first, the engine running, and then all that. So that's that situation. The cluster illumination. Right now I can't seem to hear that motor. Oh yeah, you can hear it. Okay, so let me show you the motor noise. Let me shut down the vehicle now. So the lights are off, everything is quiet. Okay, so if you look at the lights being on, as you can hear, something is on this headlight. Clearly hear it from this side. This side is quiet. You can see this is the passenger side, no noise here. So this one is fine. When we go to driver's side, we clearly hear this noise. I haven't looked into this yet, but you can see the motor actually is split. Oh, it is working. Yeah, I can feel it. Something it wants to do. So that's like a bizarre situation here. Like I said, I haven't looked into it yet. What I can do is I can just unplug it, obviously, but why is it making this noise? I don't know. I'm gonna have to look. Something is shorting out somewhere. So what I'll do for now, I'll just unplug it. As you can see, the motor went away, the noise. The light's still on. Let's plug it back in. So obviously this isn't right. So there's something going on with the wiring over here. So somewhere maybe some damages or whatnot. I don't know. But anyway, I just wanted to point this out just to show what's going on here. But it's clearly an issue. I noticed it accidentally because I didn't do it, but it then started doing it. If, let's say, something would to do, like maybe the stalk over here, like to windshield washer, is stuck, but then we would have squirts come out. Like right now, the windshield washer would come out, but they're not. I mean, they work fine. So if the switch would have been bad, but you know, switches, it's bad like because there is no resistance. Basically, it's just like, and backwards you can't really do. So first things first. First we replace the switch, and then, but I doubt it. By schematics, that shouldn't do anything to the actual wipers motors. I mean, obviously when the switch is on, then when you clean your windshield, then the wipers come on. But in this case, it's just like, it just stays on. So I don't know, we'll see. But first things first. Again, this video is more about the check engine light situation is finally done, so that's a great thing. So we'll get this thing over. Now in the back seat over here, I took some panels apart just to show you the pump that it's running, because our actuators are leaking. One door does not open or close at all, so that is something to look in. I know what it is. It's the actual vacuum actuators for door locks. These doors work. There's one of them that doesn't work at all, so we'll look into that. So this is basically where we are at the moment. So next day I'm going to just wrap up with the check engine light, just get all the wires in order, assemble everything on the passenger side, in the passenger side area, and then when that's done, the ignition cables, sway bar bushings, by the way, I'll show you sway bar bushings. So this is the sway bar, and as you can see, they have been here for a long time. As you can see, the groove, I mean, they're like sort of okay, but I don't want to really put them on. They're not expensive as they sound, but as you can see how compressed they are, they're deformed. So they've been in this position for a long time. The end bushings are like totally loose. These things are like, these are like hard as, like very hard. Like I can't even move them. These are a little bit pliable, but I already ordered the set because, you know, might as well just replace them already. And these ones are like, nothing is left out of them. So you can see how much it moves. So obviously they would move a little bit, but not this much. I mean, these are compressed too much, so they have to go. Ball joints are replaced already, so the ball joints are done. And tie rods are cracked, so we'll get to that. And what else would be left? The SRS light is repaired. There's no more SRS light. The engine starts, runs fine. Climate control repaired. AC works. Door locks do work. They used to work, except that, you know, the actuators. For example, this door. Yeah, you can see this one you have to do manually, because the other ones sort of are. This one is fine because you do it manually with the key. The other two are semi okay. This one is dead. So, not to burn the pump, the actuators has to be taken care of. I had to revisit the oil, not the oil. Oh, I had to revisit the fuel level sensor right there, because I don't know if it's gonna work or not. It works now, but it's kind of corroded. So unfortunately, I don't know if I can you know, leave it there or not, but so far so good. It shows me quarter tank. I know it's quarter tank because I put exact amount just to check if it reads right, and it does. But it actually started to give me false readings, so I had to take it all apart and clean all the terminals again, the strings that it sits on. But again, it's not really difficult to get to. You just need a huge socket, like 45 millimeters I believe, to get to it. Some wires over here that seems to be for CD changer or something. I mean, I don't know, the wires are all over here, and the wires are right here also spliced in. That's more for like amplifier and stuff, so I don't think it's a big concern, so we'll leave that as is for now. But yeah, so I'll probably need a couple of more days to get this thing to work on this car, just like to come in with fresh mind and just work on just one car, because this is a little different. Like, I got the other car right there. This one, I know what's wrong with it. I'll just go for it. It's 500 SEL, 92, sentimental car for a customer. So obviously going to work on that car. But that one I know, I'm just getting parts. This one, you know, you come in, you just think about it, because the wires are all over. Look at the diagrams and all this stuff. This is the diagnostic module diagram over here, and I have a problem with this wire right here, because it goes to Z15, that I cannot find. This is a 400E, 034 400E, 036 500E. So something along this wiring is cut off. So I just, you know, connect them together, so the check engine light started to go on, because I could trace the negative coming to the check engine light. So now everything works. So that's a good thing. Alright, so I'm not gonna bother you anymore. This is like a very long video about talking about this car again, but I just want to show the progress, not like I'm just, you know, I spent almost all day today trying to find all this stuff, but I finally got the results. So that's why I was very excited, and I wanted to make this video about it. Alright, so this is Victor at RestoreMercedes.com for Oscar in New York. Thank you for watching.